Welcome to our bare builder grade kitchen. We're going to be making some changes to this kitchen to elevate it and make it smart. We're going to be adding ambient lighting to the kitchen with LED strips and also automating them with those strips that support matter. We're going to be changing our faucet to a motion sensor faucet, and of course we're going to be adding lots of decor to make this space our own. Come along and let's see how we do all this.
The very first thing I'm going to replace it is this composite. Now the first reason for that is the fact that it is chrome. Nothing in this kitchen is chrome, so we're going to be switching it out with something that has a touch of black and gold as well. The second reason is motion sensor. Coming from our old house, we used to have a motion sensor on our faucet. Now one of the things about motion sensor faucet is that it's not a necessity, it's not a need, it's more of a want. Now think of it like an heated steering wheel of a car. You don't know you like it until you tried one, and then once you have one, you really cannot go back to a car without one. It's kind of the same thing that's happening to us here. We have always had motion sensor faucet and we're so used to it, and not having one always makes it feel very strange and weird. So that's the very first thing we're going to be replacing. And it's very easy as well. Come with me and let's go. So the kitchen faucet install is done. It's time to move on to the next thing, LED strip install. But before that, I need a cup of coffee first. Now there are a couple of options when it comes to lighting. You could either go wired or wireless. But in my case, I'll be going with the wired option. Now the wireless option will be the most convenient and easy way to go. But the problem with that is it requires constant ongoing maintenance. I don't want to have to keep charging and recharging all the time. I want it to be a plug it, set it and forget it kind of thing. So I'm going to be installing LED strips in places that typically would normally not have a power outlet. I'm going to be installing it on my toe cakes of all of my cabinetries. I'm going to install it under the island bar for my island. I'm also going to be installing it under the cabinetries as well. Now there's some unique challenges that come with this wired option, and with unique challenges I'm going to use unique solutions to try and solve this problem as neatly as possible. Let's go down to my kitchen space. Now something that was very important and crucial to me is having LED light fixtures across all of the counters and even down on the floor, below the cabinet as well. I wanted to have LED lights there. One option was to either run low voltage wiring and then install a bunch of drivers and run it down to my mechanical room, or run it down to my cabinet. Just too many things involved, so I decided to go with something much more simpler and something that's timeless, which is electrical outlet. Electrical outlets would always be timeless. No matter what technology comes out, they will always, they can always use a power outlet. So I decided to install a bunch of this across my kitchen. LED strips from Nanoleaf or the ones from Govi, those are my preferred options. I like the fact that they're smart, that I can control it using app, voice, all that kind of fun stuff, and have them just automate themselves using sensors and automations and routines. So electrical outlets will be more than sufficient enough. The other solution was to install all of these outlets right underneath the cabinet, so that way I have my backsplash free of plugs. But when I saw the bill, I was like, yikes. So I quickly went back to the drawing board and came up with a different solution, which is basically, you notice that these outlets are actually horizontal and they are at the top. So this is going to be where the cabinet stops, right? And then the outlet is going to be right underneath. And then I'm going to have like a light skirt on the cabinet. So that way it kind of conceals the fact that there's a plug there. So only if you kind of scooch over and look at it, then you might notice that it's there. But I'm trying to do it on a budget. I don't want to pay the amount they were giving me just to make sure I don't see this plug on my backsplash. If you look on the floor right there, that's going to be a toe kick outlet. Now those outlets are going to go into the toe kick of my kitchen cabinet, so that way I can have them right, almost on the floor, and I can plug plug my LED strips as well into those outlets, or motion sensors, or anything I need to plug that I need to be down at the bottom. I can have them. It's all going to be on this cabinet. It's going to be on the island. It's going to be on this cabinet. The idea for the toe kick power outlets didn't quite pan out as I expected. I didn't account for the fact that the adapter was going to be visible, so I had to change my plan. For the island bar, I ended up drilling a tiny hole into the dishwasher compartment and cutting the power cord in half so as to make it fit the hole, and then reconnected it in the dishwasher compartment and then powered it using the dishwasher outlet. For the cooktop toe kick, I used a similar idea. I removed one of the drawers and ran the power cord underneath the drawer to the cooktop outlet. I cut the power cord in half as well so as to fit my tiny hole that I drilled within the compartment. Then I drilled a hole in the toe kick from the drawer compartment so I can run the LED strip as well. I used a different variation for the island toe kick. Since there wasn't any power outlet on inside of any of the compartments, I created my own outlet by tapping power from the island outlet. This is a 20 amp outlet, so I made sure to use a 16.3 cable rated for 20 amp and a 20 amp receptacle. Now while I was at it, I also changed the receptacle to a 30 watt USB-C and USB-A outlet combo and used the screwless faceplate to make this outlet sleek and clean. Now, because this is a Mata compatible LED strip, it works directly with all the major smart home platforms like Google, Amazon, Apple, Samsung, SmartThings, and Home Assistant. All you have to do is pair it up with the hub that supports Thread and Mata like the Apple HomePod Mini. Once paired, you can go within the Home app to turn on pairing mode and generate another pairing code that can be used with other systems. This LED strip uses Bluetooth and Thread over Mata. The Mata motion sensor from Eve ties it all together with automation routines. Because it supports Mata, it works with all the major platforms like Apple HomeKit, Samsung SmartThings, Google Home, Home Assistant, and Amazon Alexa. It also comes with an ambient light sensor that can be used to determine light levels. I created a custom routine using Samsung SmartThings to dim the LED strips to 10% when no motion is detected for more than 1 minute, or set the brightness to 100% when motion is detected. This only happens during sunset. During daytime, it doesn't do that. Overall, this provides a good foundation to build off. The kitchen is simple and functional. I went with all Matter compatible devices except the 3-way smart switch from Treatlife, as I couldn't find any Matter compatible 3-way smart switch yet. Treatlife switches have been great so far and looks good too, and it can be directly integrated into Samsung SmartThings and Home Assistant via the Tuya app, and then integrated into Apple HomeKit via the Home Bridge. This makes it flexible to use with all of our voice assistants. We have Alexa on our Sonos in our dining room, Google on our Lenovo Smart Display in the kitchen, and Apple as our mobile phones and watches. All the light fixtures can be controlled using either Alexa, Google, or Siri, using either voice, app, or automation when combined with the Eve motion sensor. At the price point of $74 Canadian dollar, I expected the Eve sensor to come with more features like a temperature and humidity sensor, especially since it is IPX3 water resistant. It will open up so much more use case for this sensor. It is just too basic, making the Aqara FP2 sensor seem like a worthy contender. But the wired nature of the FP2 sensor limits its use cases, unlike the wireless nature of the Eve motion sensor. The 30-watt USB-C fast charging outlet on the island makes it perfect for mobile devices, since many devices are getting shipped out now with USB-C ports. The USB-A isn't completely out of the picture, so it's nice not needing adapters as well for devices that use that still. The combination of black, gold, and white gives it a very modern and minimal setup. We got just one bar still to get a feel of how it was going to look in the space. So far so good. We'll be looking at getting more later on to complete the trio. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in subsequent videos. Feel free to leave comments and questions down in the comment section, and I will definitely try my best to get back to you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.